Okay, hello everyone, we're back! So yeah, we just dealt with Super Saiyan Violet King Theodoric's family members that he had transformed into monsters because he was worried they were going to steal his throne from him. Arnvald and I tried to do our fair share, but I fear you ended up bearing the bulk of the burden as usual. You truly led the way with your adventuring prowess, my friend. Aye, without your help, I reckon we'd still be fumbling about in the dark. I'm glad I called on you. I must say, I am still reeling at the sight of that mountain of riches. What? Like how you reeled at the sight of that floating specter, you mean? I wish you could have seen the look on your own face, Alphino. Must we dwell on such momentary lapses? We found the Mad King's trove, and that's all that matters. Believe it or not, though, we aren't even close to finish the patch yet. That was just the beginning part of it. All jesting aside, we must now tell the people the good news. I think Lyse should be the first. Seconded, she is bound to be delighted. If I'm no longer needed, then I shall take my leave. Of course, don't let us keep you. Thanks again, and say hello to Verma from me. I hope you guys gave her some treasure. This chick just came out and was like, yeah, alright, I'll come along. And we led her through a fucking demon-infested treasure vault. Now then, there is a meeting of representatives from across Alamigo, so Lyse is sure to be in the city. Shall we seek her out? Like how he no, he didn't reel at the sight of her. At least, not in the typical sense. Unless you refer to it as being a pervert, in which case, yes, he absolutely reeled at the sight of Adishtola and at Lyse. I'm fairly certain he probably made passes at Minfilia at some point in his career as well. Yes, exactly. Alphino's just testing the waters. If he happens to land one of them, cool. More for him, I guess. What about the Elder Seeds here? I don't think he's had enough time, but maybe. Oh, you three look pleased with yourselves. What have you been up to? I'm glad you asked, Lyse, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna like the answer. You're joking! The Mad King's trove? I thought it was a myth. There's sort of plenty of people, but they didn't have Miro and Alphino in their party. The credit for finding it really should go to them. As for what to do with it all, I vote that it go toward alleviating the suffering of Alamigo's poor. Gods, if there's as much as you say... Arnvald did not exaggerate, I assure you. We could not hope to carry even a fraction of it out of there on our own. I have taken the liberty of sketching out a rough map of the ruins. If you will assemble a squad of your most trusted freedom fighters, they should be able to follow the route to where the treasure lies. Oh, he definitely hit on the Admiral. Understood. I'll make sure that every coin is accounted for, and that goes for the spending of it as well. Thank you. Oh, there is one other thing. When the time comes to draw upon a plan for distributing the spoils, I would ask you to consult Alphino. I don't have a head for the details. I'm not educated. I see the simple handing out of sacks of gil won't solve everything, but I couldn't rightly tell you what to do instead. Oh, I know the feeling. I'd welcome any advice you could give us, Alphino. Of course, I shall be at your disposal. I like to remind you, Alphino's like 16, dude. Like, there's probably people better equipped for this than Alphino, though Alphino is quite gifted for a 16-year-old. Commander, we've got a problem! Deep breaths. Tell me what happened. A mob's gathered outside headquarters, and they've started making demands. You'd best come see it for yourself. Hopefully also no, he doesn't want to incur Robon's wrath, so probably not Nanamo.
Step back, all of you!
Like hells we will! We know who you've got in there!
We're not leaving till you hand her over!
Bring her out! Bring her out!
What's going on? Someone let slip about Fedorla.
It's true then. The bitch really is in there. I knew it. I bloody knew it. We demand vengeance! Bring her out! Today we butcher the butcher!
Butcher the... Come on, you don't mean that! We'd be no better than the Imperials if you'd all just calm down!
Calm down! That monster and her thrice damned skulls dragged my man from our home and beat him to death in the street!
Aye! And my dad! That bitch has spilt enough blood to fill a lock! We all know her crimes. She's a traitor and a murderer. How many of your resistance friends have died at her hands, eh? And here you are, protecting her!
So that's what all the fuss is about. Hearken to me, brothers and sisters of Alamigo.
Hey, who's this?
That's the Bull of Alamigo.
My friends, you are not alone in your anger, your grief, your despair, for it is mine as well. That gnawing pain in your breast, it is enough to bring an old bull to his knees. But I ask you, brothers and sisters, to think not only of the family and friends who were cut down before your very eyes, but to think also of the ones who were abducted, the ones who may yet live. Where were they taken? What became of them? These questions demand answers. I share your thirst for justice, for vengeance. But we will gain only fleeting satisfaction if we give in to our base appetites. We will never know the truth. Now is the time that we, the people of Alamigo, must decide what manner of nation we will build for ourselves and for generations yet unborn. When they look to our example, will they see a people who held fast to their principles, or one who cast them aside when tried? I say to you, it is our responsibility to give these prisoners a fair trial, that they might answer to all of Alamigo. The Garleans called us savages, and I'll be damned if we prove them right.
I know you're right, I do. But I can't.
Alright, we return. My thanks, Raban. Listening to their anger, I could feel myself being swept away. It is a difficult tide to stem. It was that same rage that brought us to our feet and carried us to victory, but now the war is over, the unspent fury is being channeled into vengeance. Aye, and it's not just here. We've reports of mobs forming all over. They've been targeting folk known to have cooperated with the Garleans. It starts with insults most often, then someone picks up a stone. Some industrious souls even thought to seek out the graves of Xenos and his officers. It was grim. I want to build a country where everyone, regardless of race or origin, can live side by side in peace. But maybe the time isn't right. Maybe people just aren't ready. but that doesn't mean I'm going to try. The representatives will be here soon, and I'll be damned if I'm going to give up before I've even begun. Who are these representatives exactly? Oh, village elders, refugee leaders, and the like. It wouldn't be right for us to dictate the nation's future on our own, so we've planned a summit of sorts. We've even invited the Ananta and the Kikian to participate. Alamigo stands at a crossroads, and this meeting will decide which path it takes. The matter of Ferdola's sentence cannot be suffered to disrupt proceedings. Then let us execute her and be done with it. She herself asked to be put to death. Nago, I already explained why we wouldn't do that. Sending her to the gallows might satisfy people right now, but where would it end? Should we round up everyone who collaborated? And everyone who didn't resist? There would be no one left, and we'd be no better than Theodoric and Xenos. Hey, congrats on the Prola Pass. Begging your pardon, but might I be allowed to speak with Cordola? Only, I caught a glimpse of her past, a moment of it anyway, during the fight. She's done terrible things, unforgivable things, but in some ways, she's a victim of the circumstances in which she was born, and that's something I can understand. Alright, speak with the prison guard when you're ready, and I'll come and join you. I want to talk to her too. I'll return to my other duties then. We've barely begun to investigate the facility where they gave Cordola her powers. Be fairly warned, friends, she will test you. Don't let your emotions color your judgment when she does. Alamigo is now property of the Syndicate. And no one thinks to say no to him. They're just like, well, he said it, so it must be true. Give the commander's permission to enter then? Why am I going in? What reason does my character have to be here?
Well, well, well. So many visitors. Come to have a good laugh, have you? Or do you mean to put me out of my misery? To finish what you started? It's about bloody time.
That's not why we're here, no. Do you remember what I said? How I promised you you'd live long enough to see us win our freedom? Well, I meant it. And not to mock you either.
You're wasting your time. All of this is pointless! There's no reason to keep me alive, and you know it! I killed your men. I killed my men. And you know what my only regret is? That I didn't kill you when I had the chance!
That's a lie, and you know it. You think we can't tell what you're trying to do? That we're blind? Yeah, you're a fool, but you're not stupid. You're ruthless, relentless. You'd give up anything and everything to get what you want. You didn't come this far, climbing over the bodies of your own brothers and sisters just to piss it all away. I see you, Fedora. I see you for what you are.
Come along, Fadola. We mustn't be late. The Imperial Viceroy will be attending today's banquet.
All right!
Father, what's Lord Gaius like? Is he nice? Are you friends?
There you go again with all your questions. Lord Gaius is a great and honourable man who looks after all of Alamigo. He's very busy, and if we don't hurry, we'll miss our chance to see him.
Filthy tin-head lovers.
Father, what did that man call us?
The little tin-head lover doesn't know what she is, eh? A traitor, sweetheart. A backstabbing bitch who gladly betray her kith and kin to gnaw on what few scraps the Imperials deign to toss her. Like your bastard father and whore mother.
That's not true! My parents are good people! They've never done anything like that!
Oh, but they were quick to help themselves and their bitch spawn, weren't they? You're just as guilty as them.
Fadola!
Traitors!
Please, you have to do something. My husband and daughter are in danger.
Soldiers of the Imperial Army are under no obligation to intervene in the disputes of Arn.
We're citizens. We have rights.
Ah!
Father, I'm scared.
It's all right. It's all right. They don't understand, but they'll see in time. They'll see that this is the only way to survive. Traitors! Traitors!
Let the savages have their fun. They'll be more compliant once they've tired themselves out.
Fadola, please. You already have citizenship. Why would you want to become a soldier? Oh, gods. What have you done to your face?
Forgotten it already, have you? I'm honouring Father's memory.
By telling the world that you know better than a common savage.
Am I though, Mother? Are any of us? Can't you see? Citizenship means nothing to them. If you're not a pure-blood Garlean, you're no different from any other savage. So I'll play the part. I'll join the Legion and I'll make them respect me. And when the mob see that, they'll think twice before throwing their stones. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn. It's time. It'll be hard. Humiliating. They'll try to break us. Send us crawling back to our own kind. But we won't, no matter what. We'll bleed for them, die for them if we have to. We'll do whatever it takes to be free!
So, you mean to play the part one last time, eh? The unrepentant traitor whose death will serve to unite the people?
Shut up.
You had every chance to kill yourself. Fashion a noose from your clothes. Wait for the guards to leave you alone long enough to slip it over your neck.
I said shut up!
Oh, but then it would have all been for nothing, wouldn't it? Whatever it takes. That's what you said.
Been in my head, have you? Had a little peek at my past? And what? A few stolen memories tell you everything you need to know, do they? Don't you dare patronize me! You don't know a god's damned thing about the life I've led! The bastards that killed him. The bastards that let it happen. My father deserved better! I swore I'd do whatever it took to make them pay! You. All that power. All that pain. It's too much. Too much for anyone. The things they've done to you. The lies. The betrayal. The endless fighting. Yet there you stand. Unbroken. How? Why?
You know why, you saw. Because I choose to. For those I have lost, for those I yet save. You know why, you saw.
Damn you. Damn you all.
You still have time, Fordola. Think about how you want to spend it. Let's go.
Yes, General, the measure of our rage. Music for the Garlean territorial anthem for Garabania and surrounding estates. Vector's like, whatever, girl. He has no sympathy for Fadola. Great. Echoes of an echo. I don't know. I don't know that we solved anything exactly, but we've given Fadola something to think about at least. Aye, and I've found something new to think about too. I don't know about you, Miro, but the visions only come to me every now and then. From the way Fadola kept wincing, though, I get the feeling she's having them almost all the time. That's a lot of bad memories to deal with. I wonder, could there be some fundamental difference between one who is born with the echo and one who has been artificially imbued with it? Well, the Immortal Flames have been scouring the research facility ever since the liberation. There's a chance they might have some answers for us. General Alden's there overseeing the investigation. Let's go and pay him a visit, shall we? I mean, you're not entirely wrong, Jeremy. Fordola's hallucinating constantly. That's basically what they think is happening, is that the echo is just constantly making her see, well, the memories of everyone around her, and I guess anybody she comes into contact with. So, yeah, she kind of is hallucinating constantly, and it's kind of a hell if you think about it, because not only did she spend her life like killing and climbing over all these people that she deemed lessers, she now has to experience their memories over and over and over and over and over again. Memories of Alpha exclusively of naked Ishtola. Yeah. General Alden is inside. Hi, will you be joining him? Sure. So this is the area where we fought for it, huh? What news? He spoke with Fadola, I take it? Yes, as expected, she didn't have say very much, but it wasn't a total waste of time. Arnvald noticed something odd about her. He thinks she might be having visions almost constantly, which is not how the Echo normally works. Have you found anything here which might explain why it's so different for her? Well, we've been hard-pressed to organize the research materials, let alone study them. To be frank, I'd welcome the science expert assistance, if you have time to lend a hand. At least you're not a scion anymore. Alright, let's take a look around here, guys. We got a Magitech pod. The device in which Cryle was held seems even more ominous now that you know its purpose. The surrounding pods are marked Supply Subject, while this one bears the label Master Subject. The Ironworks received a request from the Alliance to analyze these devices, and I've been recording everything of interest. Did you notice the labeling? All the pods are designed to drain the ether of the occupant, save that one right there. Unlike the others, the interior has been fitted with an array of sensors to measure etheric waveforms. To what purpose, however, I couldn't tell you. Disturbing. So many bodies, every one of them victim of these experiments. Few show any signs of external injury from what we've been able to determine. They perish from forcible ether extraction. Such a miserable way to die. Okay. I know little and less of science, so any light you can shed on this facility operations would be much appreciated. Miro, shall we start with you? Good thing Miro's a master scientist. Taken in combination with the testimonies of Cryle and Thancred, I do begin to see exactly what the Imperials were attempting to do here. That the enhancement procedure entailed infusing a single candidate with the ether siphoned from a multitude of supply subjects. As for the master subject, in this case Cryle, the patterns of her etheric activity would provide the model upon which they would artificially engineer the candidate's aura. In other words, they were trying to recreate Cryle's echo. I believe so, which would explain our prisoner's present state. Kryl is possessed of an unrivaled ability to hear the whispers of the soul, and it seems probable that the procedure engendered the same acute sensitivity in Fordola. The soldiers who guard Fordola, many of them lost friends and family to the skulls. And there's a sentry at her door night and day. If she can't help sensing their thoughts and seeing their past... But you don't just see their past, you live it! All the emotions, all the pain. Imagine what it'd do to you. You'd never be the same again. Indeed, as you may recall, Isil was completely transformed by a single glimpse of Hraesvelgr's past. Fordola has been forced to experience the agony of those whose lives she destroyed. The guilt must be unbearable. That explains her request to be executed. Sounds to me more like a kind of justice. Regardless, she can suffer on for now. We have more pressing matters to consider. If the results of these experiments have been relayed back to Garlemald, there will be naught to stop the Empire from repeating the trick. They could give the echo to anyone, to an entire legion. We must be ready. We must learn all we can of these godforsaken procedures. And Fordola remains our best source of information. She'll not be getting her wish. Not yet. Right. Is Krillin hallucinating? What do you mean, Krillin? Keep faith, lass. If you're to convince others how to follow you, you must believe what you're telling them. People will respond to passion, but not if it's feigned. I understand. Thank you, General. We should leave the flames to it. Let's go. Kryl? No, Kryl's is natural, so it occurs when she needs to know something, essentially. She has a little more control over it, in the sense that it doesn't happen all the time. I go looking for answers about the Echo and end up getting schooled by Raban. Yet more evidence that I don't know what I'm doing. It's no wonder that people listen to him and not me. General Alden is a veteran of countless campaigns, Lyse. You cannot compare yourself to a commander of his experience. I know, but I also know that I couldn't have convinced that mob to give up and go home. It makes me realize how much we rely on his authority and how much I still have to learn. I wonder what he'll do when everything here is settled. I mean, it's his homeland after going to the trouble winning it back. Might he not want to stay? There's a quandary which countless refugees now face. To continue the life they built in Ul'dah, or start again in the land of their birth. Miro, a moment. I am newly returned from Ul'dah with a message from the Sultana. Her Grace desires an audience with you. She understands that your responsibilities here, but asks that you visit the palace at your earliest convenience. Well, I must away and attend to other business. Until next time, my friends. An audience with the Sultana! Depending on the nature of her consultation, this might be the perfect opportunity to inquire about the General's future plans. Yes, we'd all like to know about those, Alphino, but not everyone is as comfortable interrogating royalty as you. Take no notice of him, Mira. Echoes of an echo. Alright, give me a sec, guys. We got more FF14 for you, but we do gotta take a break. I gotta stretch, so don't go anywhere.